Alright guys, we've got a online challenge from chess.com buddy, Greenberg P. Okay, and this is 15 plus 10 and it's unrated. So, I think fireworks, don't you? Now, what do we always say? Okay, with the Scandinavian, I think the normal move here is to take, right? This allows me now to push my pawn, occupy a bit more space in the center. Okay, so this is now coming a bit like a Petrov defense. Okay, so my first thought is that, I almost just played it automatically. The pawn is under attack by the knight. It is defended by the queen. However, grabbing space in the center is just like the general rule. And now the knight's moved again, so he's now played on 4 moves. 3 of them have been that guy. Okay, now knight c6 seems to make sense. It defends both pawns. If the knight comes into here, I could snatch it off and mess up his pawnage. Knight comes here, I'm afraid. I think this looks fine. Okay, so now knight comes out to f3, attacking the pawn. Pawn is defended by my knight. However, he could play bishop out to here, could he not? So, that's a thought. That's a thought, defending the knight, but it would still be pinned, right? If the bishop comes out, it's still pinned, even if it's defended, right? So maybe even bishop there now. Pre-break the pin and try and de-encouragize him from doing it. Now, if anybody can identify the origin of the word de-encouragize, that is proper geeky. That is really, really geeky. It's from a comedy show quite a long time ago in Britain. Okay. So that's a thought. Also preparing maybe to get the queen out. I could play queen here. Queen here defends the knight, but so does bishop. Sod it, I'm doing the bishop. Now I've just undefended g7. Okay, so I've got to talk my way around the board at all times. Now at this point I'm feeling kind of white in a way. You know, I feel like I've got the initiative because he's made 3 knight moves, or 4 knight moves now. Yeah. I also... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I was not expecting that move. Now, obviously he's targeting that, but this dude can't come in here and double up the attack against f7, because in either place he gets snatched off. Now, unless my opponent decides to push d3 and defend that square with his bishop, because then I can't take with the queen. So the question now is, do I want to push h6, or is there a better idea? Now, one idea is bishop g4 and pin that guy. I just said I could do it, right? Is it a good time to do it? Then if the knight moves, I take the queen and win. It's developing a piece, which is always a good thing in the opening. Okay. Now, if I come here and he kicks me, I can simply retreat. Oh, no, I can't. No, I can't, because the knight's covering that square. Look. So if I do this, I might just get kicked. And then it puts the question to the bishop. Do I take the knight and allow his queen out into the board? Looking at this, I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, how about this? Then if the knight comes in with a kind of fried liver idea, just castle. That also looks very reasonable. I'm doing it. Chess is all about picking the best move that you can see, that you can find, and that you can evaluate as the best. It's that simple. And it's extremely complicated. It's endlessly, infinitely complicated. That's what's so weird about this game that we love, you know. It's like, I have a turn, you have a turn, I have a turn, repeat. The rules are very basic, but the permutations and the depth to which you can think about it, wow, Now, I've never really played Go or Mahjong. Poker is relatively, is kind of similar in some ways. Or bridge, possibly. I don't know. So anyway, I'm gabbing. What I should be doing is thinking about the strategy of this game on my opponent's turn. So I'm in live chess now, and I'm getting all these notifications of friends who coming online, going offline. It's a bit of a pain, that. I haven't seen that for ages on chess.com. So normally when I just play live, or maybe it's because I'm in the new version. Because I'm in live here, /live, and then it's got switch to, it offered me I could switch to something else. So, okay, right, he's castled. Okay, so. Now bringing the bishop out to here is a thought. It pins this knight. Bringing the bishop out to here is a thought, because I'm then attacking his bishop. Now, if he takes me, I take with Freddie, then all I need to do is move the queen. I castle long. I think that we owe it to ourselves to have some fun. So I'm going to stick the queen there first, yeah? Then this is my plan, and castle. And if he takes, might take with the pawn, might take with the queen. What do we want to do? Okay, knight is defending this. Everything's kind of defended, apart from that bishop. Now, another option could be to harass the bishop and castle this way. Right? If I'm going to start throwing my pawns up one side of the board, I don't want my king on that side of the board. I want my king on the other side of the board. So my question, big strategic question is, right, do I want to castle here and then throw these pawns at him? Probably. Or do I want to castle this way and throw these pawns at him? But his king's over here. So I like opposite side castling. Now, if you saw my Viking punishment video yesterday, played 2 unrated games, opposite side castling I think in both, pawn storms in both, lost both. So, doesn't always work out, but hey. Alright. So he's just under 13 minutes, I'm around 12 minutes, that's fine. Oh. First thought is this. Do I proceed with this idea? Takes, queen takes, pawn takes, knight takes, or out here? Out here, pinning this knight against the queen takes away one defender of that, so if pawn takes, I can take with the knight. However, he may kick, but now that he's castled, that kick, that h3 push, is slightly weakening. I do also have, it has to be said, the option of coming back here, allow him to take and take with a knight. Because these knights here are pretty strong defenders, it has to be said. Okay, still thinking of castling. So I didn't go for this bishop trade idea. The other thing you see in this live, so this is the old thing, right? The colours are a bit stronger as well, I think. They've toned them down a bit. So I definitely want to castle long now. I want to get this rook over to here, probably, and I want to throw pawns. Bishop actually has quite a choice of squares, this guy. Quite a few squares you can go to. I also think that the right click motion on live is a little bit more sluggish than the new version, whatever the new version's called. But first thing is, I think, get the king to safety. Queen's defending that, that's defended no fewer than 3 times. This is apparently the closed Scandinavian. So now if pawn takes, I have knight takes. And that's nice, you know, anytime you can get a knight in the centre, and this is the centre, these 4 squares, generally a good thing, right? Means I'm attacking this, and he has to recapture with the pawn, not the queen. That would be good. So if he takes there, I'm happy, yeah? He's having a jolly good think though. So he's thought for 1 minute 25 on his previous 2 moves. I've got the, ooh, it's 2 minutes 29. And look, back goes the bishop. There's a lot of back and forth here. Now that's tempting. But I need to calc. Let's say, for example, knight takes pawn. I get the knight. And I've got 2 attackers on there, 2 defenders actually, so that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and castle. He's breaking the pin, that's what he's doing here, right? Which means he can now take that, which means I can't take because he takes, and then he triangular recaptures. So that might be his idea. So the question is, do I want to play h5 now and defend the bishop? Or do I want to castle now and allow this? So if I castle and he does that, or do I take his pawn out? That's dangerous. Then probably b takes, yeah? Then he's got a semi-open b file for his rook. Don't know if I like that. That knight's defending this pawn. It's attacked once. Let's just push h5. And take back with the pawn. Knight takes, I take his knight. So that's not an option. So taking back with the pawn is okay here. He might want to trade bishops and win a pawn, but quite honestly, these pawns are only in my way, really. These kingside pawns. Oh! Oh! Now, which is the better piece between these two? Do I want to trade? See, if I take here, his bishop's going to end up here, and not in a great place. Then if pawn takes there, I can just take straight away with the knight. Right, I'm having it. I'm having the knight. I'm trading my bishop and giving up the bishop pair. Now, my remaining bishop is a bit poo, to be fair. So I might put it here in case of tradeage and get my bishop in a much stronger position, because that is a nice place for a bishop to be. Okay, now I'm doing that now. Am I? Hang on. He's got 3 attackers on this guy here. I think I better do that first. Also takes away that square from the knight. That's a very useful, all-purpose pawn move. Yeah, covers that, defends that a third time. Now I can think about castling. Finally. But I might also do that, I don't know. I'm not sure. That's defended twice. I like the fact he's pushed h3. Okay, we're both under 10 minutes. Time for a middle game. If I can ever castle. Maybe I should just castle first and then... Because if he takes here, that's not a problem. I'll take that with... Oh, take that with the knight. I'm attacking his bishop, but it's not a very good bishop. That is an odd one. This pawn was defended twice anyway. Do I want to do this? He may decide to block up the centre and gum it up. Okay, let's castle now and see what happens. His bishop has no options here, you see. Is really that bishop is really struggling for squares. Okay, that is what we call a bad bishop. I've got a equally bad bishop. It's also got 2 squares. Not good. So what I want to do is open stuff up. And one of the ways we open stuff up is with pawn breaks. Okay, so he's pinned me knight. And that is slightly more annoying than it seems. So the way out of it is to move the rook, move the queen back, because I've still got to defend the knight, move the bishop in the way. So let's do it. Queen back to here, bishop to here, queen has, bishop's defended by the knight, so that's okay. Then the queen is free. See, I don't think he can attack the knight again. That would be an issue. And that's the kind of thinking, you know, that I'm finding at 1500 level is starting to come quicker than when I was at 1200, 1300, right? I know the kind of pattern idea. Can he attack the pin piece? It's just now becoming more automatic. Okay, so I need to break the pin. Or some other way defend the knight, but that would be hard. Still, I've got to move the queen, whatever happens. So if I move that knight to here to defend it, that seems very passive. At least this way, I break the pin with another bishop, and then I could move my knight and say, go on then, we could trade bishops if you want, and open stuff up around here. We have a gummed up centre, but he has a pawn break option here. Interesting times. If I was him, I'd definitely consider that, because it opens up the C file, which is where my king is. Here's a thought. Go on, he's having a good think. 15 plus 10, we do have an increment. So when you've got an increment, it becomes more important to play good chess in order to get yourself into a situation in the end game where you have the advantage. Because in an endgame with a 10-second increment, you can actually build your clock, right? If it's fairly clear what you need to do. So you can use more of your time in the opening and middle game in order to get yourself into a strong endgame, which would be kind of different to if you were playing, say, a 20-minute rapid, where you pretty much want to, leave more time for the ending. Okay. Oh, he's coming at me. But he's actually given up a pawn there. And then bishop there again. I don't know. I don't know if I'm convinced about that. Here, knight there, rook there, bishop takes this, harass bishop, retreat bishop. Yeah. I'm unconvinced. What if I push it onto this knight? Yeah, bishop takes, I've got rook takes, so it's defended. If I attack the knight. The other thing is, I think on live, these arrows are solid, whereas on the update, they are slightly transparent. Okay. This, knight can't go there because of the pawn, or there because of the pawn. All it can do is retreat to here, which is poor, but then it does attack this. Or here, which is terrible. But it's a thought. Also got knight there, and attack the bishop. Then it has to retreat to here. So our difference in points is 223 right now. And that would make it, something like a 3-9 or a... Was it? No, it's 16 points, isn't it? Maybe a 4-12 if it was rated, something like that. Now again, I'm threatening this pawn, and I'm threatening actually to build quite a centre. Not a centre, a wing, a solid structure, If I could squeeze my bishop in here as a tall pawn as well, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Okay, 5 minutes 40, mate. Yeah, I wasn't convinced with this move. Premature. I can also take that pawn with a knight if need be. The advantage of the bishop is it defends... What do you want? What's wrong? Morris is growing like the clappers, as we say. Okay. You happy? Right, he has retreated his knight, so I'm thinking bishop takes here. Now he could attack again, say with a rook. So do I worry about this pawn? Or do I go in here? Let's say bishop takes here, and he goes, ha, but I attack you twice, but I go, ha. Go on then. The time is on my side. Yes, as an increment, right? So I have to remember that the important thing is to get a winning position. Although I do... No, I do have queen here, but that actually gives up my knight. So this is actually a good pin. What's wrong? You're shivering, you're shaking. What's wrong? Hmm? 4 minutes 42 in, you know, this is why I think the increment does make you play better chess, because 4 minutes 40, he could be down to a minute at this point and then still go on to win with ease. But I do quite like this move. Okay, now, so he's got two attackers on it. This move now, he might have knight takes there, but I could take, hang on, from there, what can my knight do? If knight takes, I take that, queen takes. Or do I just break this? Break the pin. Then I can... I'm not really attacking that because I've still got to defend the knight. Or knight here. Knight here, I'm expecting knight takes there. From a knight here, what can I do? Is there any evil? I can come back there and hit the bishop, like I said I might do. Okay, let's do this. I'm expecting him to take here. In which case I'm going to come back and try and dislodge that guy. But it is starting to look now like he's could get some action on the queen side. This is where my king is. And again, he has plenty of time because he has an increment. Although he's spending between 20 odd seconds and 2 minutes per move. Now 20 odd seconds you can get away with a 10-second increment. 2 minutes per move, you can't. You'd only have 2 moves left. So wouldn't work. However, so I may again, yet again, find myself defending. But if knight takes there, knight takes here and I come back and hit his bishop, which is undefended, he might have to do something. And I've got potentially... I like this. I like the fact that this bishop is hampered. Badly hampered. I don't really want to take that bishop because it's rubbish. But this looks okay. It also defends that square, which could prove handy. It'll be defended 3 times then. Knight, queen and king. So come back here. He can't just retreat there because I can just push and win the bishop. So he'd have to retreat back to like here. So knight takes... Oh, he's traded knights. Excellent. Right, well, I kind of have to recapture, but then that's going to open up this dude. Interesting times. Okay, I'm going to recapture anyway. I'm not going to think too hard about that. You attack my bishop, do you? Do you, indeed? It's defended by the queen, but not really, because if queen takes, I've undefended that dude there. Huh. So I have to defend it again. I've got 2 pawns that can do the job, or I can run away. See, to here, to here. Is that better than... Yes. I think it is. Better than moving my pawns. I think bishop on here, very solid. Defends a lot of stuff. Defends that, that, and that defends that, so... I can't do that either, because then trades queens and... Oh, he's attacked the pin piece! Ah! Oh. Or has he? Ha 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 ha! No, you haven't. I didn't get my bishop there! You... toe rag. Okay. Got queen here again. Oh, bugger, queen there. What, do I go back here? I think I have to. At least he can't attack the knight again. Oh, I didn't see that at all. Now bishop back here and I'm threatening a mate of my own. Mwahaha. Oh, no! 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 No, this is terrible. You see, this is the thing. Takes. Can't take that. I don't know. I've lost. Now it's time to be quite careful. Now I have to come out. I have to get out of that now. I'm going to put my bishop here. Hopefully he'll move his rook and I can checkmate him. But it's not very likely because he's too good. Wow, he really took me apart there. With some very considered and quite quick calculation. Bishop takes here. I'm going to drop my bishop back there. And then his rook is tied to the back rank. And here you see my 7 minutes 33 is worth nothing. Because he's got an increment. Oh, he's took my bishop. Bah. But this is going to be mate, isn't it? So, all over. It's all over. Go here. Ooh, what's that? That's ugly. And look, his clock's going up. This is the point. It's attacking this pawn now. I have this. Okay, so let's hit the queen. Queen takes that. That's also in danger, so it's a bit of a pain. Nah. Ah, well, I can happily resign this game now, I think. Yeah. Well done. Very well done. Good game. Oh dear, oh dear. So that's 3 unrated games. At least I'm winning some of the rated ones, eh? So my rating's all right, 1528 right now. Quite happy with that. Let's do a quick analysis then of this one. Where is the analysis now? Ah, I haven't got the game report stuff. Okay, well, we shall have to leave it live analysis, analysis. Okay, let's have a quick look. Did I make a fundamental error there? Because I didn't see it. You know, I did go into those exchanges in the middle of the board, which I think my opponent... See, look, from here, okay? This is the turning point. And that's really what you want to focus your energy on. So I now do this. And it's a blunder. That's the problem. What should I have done in this situation? So what was I thinking about? I was thinking about trading knights and that I'd be okay. But then it really opened up the door to this bad bishop. So I really shouldn't have done that. What I should have done is queen there, defending the knight still, breaking the pin. Nice and simple, and I'm actually slightly better. So what was it in my thinking? What I should have said is, this bishop is really, really, really bad, so I need to keep this pawn there forever. That means this pawn stays there forever. That means that this trade only benefits my opponent because out comes the bishop. Yeah? And if we look through, look at that bishop. Remember that bad bishop that was so bad? Now it's become a killer. Yeah? That was my strategic mistake. That was the blunder. Okay, so lesson learned. Thanks, P, for the game. Did enjoy that. Hope you've enjoyed it as well. Thanks for watching. See you later.